if no one's fucking coming, just fucking get up and do something. And I was like, I'm fucking going to start a fire. Even if it takes me half a day, at least this is turning. Let's try and start a fire. Let's do something, like fucking stay in it. And then, so I started pulling all the different rubbish out of my bag that I'd carried from the trip. Started piling that up. There's like no branches or anything around. So then I'm back at that tree where my tent was. And I'm trying to carve into that tree, like to try and get into the middle of it, try and find some dry, because it's, it's been raining for, a day and a half now. Maybe even longer down low because I descended so far down. And then I'm trying to get in there and I'm like, I'll burn the tent. What else can I burn? I started thinking about all the things that I can burn. I'm like, yeah, if you're here for another night, you can't burn any of that.
Right.
So I left the tent set up, left the chamois skin in there, and then I just got it to the point where I was like, I could probably start a fire now. It's not going to last long because there's no wood on it. It's just all, trash that I had in my bag. And then I started thinking, what else can I do? I'm like, I'm going to build a fucking helicopter pad because there was no, it was all sheer. Like no commercial helicopter could land there. Only a rescue helicopter at that point could pick me up from where I was because they could drop down a rope and lift me up. But if I build an actual pad, I knew once the weather cleared, I could just call in the commercial helicopter to pick me up. So I was like, fuck it. So I start grabbing like rocks. There's just rocks everywhere. And I was going to build basically a retaining wall and then start filling it. It would have taken days to do, but I was just keen to keep busy. And then I was fully trapped. I could not go back up. I couldn't go up the creek. I couldn't go up the sides. I definitely couldn't go down low. And that roars the whole time right beside me, just screaming, that water pumping down there. Anyway, so I start collecting rocks, and then I thought I heard a fucking helicopter. And I was like, fuck. And this is 5 or 6 hours now after morning. And I'm listening and it's getting louder. I just see this fucking big helicopter bank up this, like, it's a fucking, you're in a draw system in between these massive mountains and it just comes cruising straight around. And I was like, holy fuck. Like, I was like so fucking pumped. And then this arm still wasn't working. I got this leg to start working in the morning. This arm still wasn't working properly. And I was so fucking pumped. And the dude comes around and he gives me the thumbs up. Oh, fuck, man. My thumb must have been so straight. I was like this, I was so excited. And then at the same time, I was like, I don't want to leave anything. I'm fucking rescued now. I don't want to leave anything behind. I don't want to leave this beautiful place like it's been touched. So I fucking packed up the tent, jammed the chamois skin back in my backpack. I picked up the rubbish. I stuck that back in my backpack. The dude sort of had a look around to make sure it was good to come down. He just come down on this winch, dude. I fucking gave him a big hug.
Wow.
And he's like, how the fuck did you get here?
Wow.
And I was like, I came from the top, and he's like, because they seen this fucking rock face that was straight below me. And I was thinking they wouldn't even take my backpack, to tell you the truth. And I'm like, just leave the backpack here? And he's like, yeah, but I'll bring it up on the next run. And then fucking he lifted me up. I got into this big bird. Rope went back down, fucking come back up with the backpack and everything. And I'm like, how did you know that I was here? And my buddy actually rallied the locals, and they come out as a training exercise because they didn't actually even get the fucking SOS that I was down there.
Oh my God.
So they come out there as a training exercise and pick me up, knowing that I was probably there, but that's how they had to. I hope I'm not getting them in trouble by saying this.
I doubt it.
Anyway, they fucking probably saved my life, so they shouldn't be in trouble, but they come out as a training exercise and come and pick me up.
What would you have done?
I don't know. I couldn't. I don't think I could have physically went anywhere without greatly endangering my life more than what it already was. Like there, I had a chance to survive for so long, but walking anywhere from there, there was such a great chance of fucking dying within the first couple of minutes. Down was 100% death. 100% death going down. All these rocks of ice all over them, sheer fucking drop down there. And then when I flew out of there in the helicopter, I just kept looking to see if I had done that somehow, if I could have went and because you couldn't jump off the waterfall because it just hits massive big rocks down the bottom. It's not hitting in big waterfall. Big rocks down the bottom. Past that point was fucking dozens of spots as bad as that going along the way, that there was no way I was going further anyway. So even if I risked limb and limb to go further, I was still fucked.
And you couldn't get back up.
Couldn't get back up. I was in such a shit spot.
But that shit spot's probably the only thing that saved you.
It is the only thing that saved me. The thing that I saved myself, because I'm like, you're fucked if you go beyond here. This is where you stay. You know, this is as far as you go. You know. So that SOS message that I sent out, the International Rescue Centre got that message. One guy got that message. Then they tried to call me on my mobile phone number. I'm fucking hitting the GPS. Fucking SOS, because your phone don't work. Otherwise, I would have called authorities off my phone and sent me an email to be like, we didn't get the message correctly. We're not sure exactly where you are. And it's just like, well, at least send one. And then the dude went on a fucking 2-hour lunch break. Isn't that insane? I was reassured afterwards that they put all their staff through training again, so that wouldn't happen again. So hopefully I've saved someone else along the line.
That sounds like a terrible place to visit.
They said, do you want to go to the hospital or do you feel okay? And I said, I feel okay. And they dropped me back at my vehicle, which was parked at sort of like a trailhead. And I got out of the flight and then my bag was on the ground, so I hadn't even lifted the bag up yet. And I leant down to get the bag and I just fucking crippled. Like my back was like fucked up. And I got back to Australia and I went into the hospital because I'm like it feels like my bladder's about to burst, my back's all fucked up, I can't move, I was all hunched over. They did x-rays and they're like, yeah, you got lines, fractures through your spine. You're very lucky that it wasn't any worse. And it probably, I don't know, a month later I was fully picking up dumb heavy things again, felt all right. But yeah, so if anyone's like, what's the scariest place to hunt? It's fucking New Zealand. No predators, no nothing. No grizzlies, no saltwater crocodiles. It's still the scariest place to hunt. Like, I've nearly come unstuck there twice now. You know, and every year I hear about stories about guys just a small slip on the mountain, but they just keep going and they're gone. So yeah, skip NZ.
Fuck. Damn.
Yeah. 4 years ago, that story still works out.
Do you,